Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field. For game two here at Fraser Field, the first game was the girls' 24th softball classic, and it was a classic. It wound up 9-9, north and south. And we'll go north and south here. The north is in the blue, the south in the white. And in that first game, I regret I didn't mention Joe Moran, the coach of Lynn Classical. He had a great year this year. His girls' team, Classical, won the Greater Boston League. And now he coaches in his first Agganis game and gets a 9-9 tie. He had a baby early on in the season. It's been a great year for him, and that's his first year. And he told me he's now going to go to work at Classical. He's going to be a teacher at Classical. So he's getting deeply involved with the Rams, and he had a great first year, his first year coaching. With his assistant, Mr. Gambali, my good friend. Victor Calderon on the mound from Lynn English. And this is a game where the two coaches, Joe Caponegro, Joe Cap, as he's affectionately known, from Swampscott, Esteban Paula from Lynn English. This is the second time they've got together. They coached against each other in the first ever Mullins tournament, which was created in great part by Joe Caponegro for one of his former players who took over coaching for him at English, and then Esteban Paula took over coaching for Dougie Mullins, who unfortunately passed away at a very early age, and they had a great tournament to honor Dougie this year. It went extremely well. Scholarships given out. And Esteban Paula took over the reins. And Esteban Paula was a player for Joe Caponegro when Joe coached at English, and Esteban played. So Esteban, as the coach of Lynn English, did a great job, got them into the tournament, had a great year. They coached against each other in the Mullins. They're coaching against each other here in the Agganis. And Esteban Paula plays for Joe Caponegro on his Swampscott semi-pro team in the North Shore Baseball League. So they get together quite often, these two gentlemen. Both were outstanding athletes, and both are very good coaches. Waving at the first pitch is Matt Schroeder from Swampscott. He's going to Embry Riddle. Don't ask me where that is. Hit to third. Schroeder is out. The play goes 5-3. Joseph Apt from Triton. He's going to Endicott. Hitting from the left side. Calderon pitching from the stretch. Fair ball just past third base, all the way down in the corner. In with a stand-up double. Seeing eye just got it inside the third base bag. So the first hit is by Apt of Triton, and it puts him in scoring position for Tyler Wallace from Andover. He's going to Bridgeton Academy. In for a strike. Calderon is a huge figure on the mound. He's got to be at least 6'3". Takes that step. He's almost handing it to the catcher. Two quick strikes. Dom Giordano from Tech is the catcher. So it's English and Tech, the battery. Way up and in. 1-2. Over at Manning, I was waiting for the girls lacrosse game to start. The boys lacrosse game started at 11 o'clock. I think they're getting ready to go over there. Big week for Agganis. She'll be here at Manning for the lacrosse, then here at Fraser Field for baseball, softball. Hit in the air, long run. It's in the gap. Back-to-back doubles. So just like that, 3 hitters in.
Now batting Gloucester, number 17, Daniel Hayfield.
The North is taking the lead. That was a shot to right center field. Off the catcher's glove to the backstop. Down and in. Daniel Hayfield is the hitter from Gloucester. He's going to Wentworth. It stayed fair all the way down, past the base, in the air. Just as it got past first base, it sliced foul. That would have been another extra base hit. This is the 27th Agganis Classic. 15-10, the North leads in the series. Chased that pitch, it was way down and away. There was one tie last year. 4-4. They don't play extra innings in this. Lined in the right field for a base hit. Hayfield gets a base hit and an RBI.
Now batting Andover, number 27, Brian Gibson.
Brian Gibson from Andover. He's going to Connecticut. Connecticut College. Is there a difference between UConn and Connecticut College? Hits it foul to the screen. So the North jumping out quickly after a quick out. Back-to-back doubles and a single. And there were 3 pretty good shots. Up and away for a ball. Crowd has slackened off. The girls' softball always brings a crowd. Down and away for a ball. A big tip of the hat to the umpires, both the softball and the 4 guys here for baseball, donating their time with the money, all the money collected going to scholarships. Foul tip off the catcher. And one of the umpires, softball umpires, got hit with a line shot. Thank God to get up and was okay. He's probably going to feel it later. But he stayed with us, and thank God he didn't get seriously hurt. Looked like it hit the fat part of the leg rather than the bone. The runner takes off, the ball's hit foul past first base. Missing wide for a ball. Calderon is undecided where he's going to go to school. The runner takes off, hit foul. That might have been ball 4. He called it strike 3. He can't go because there was a runner at first base. So I thought he tipped it. So there's one away with the strikeout. Swing and a miss. Thomas Elliott from Gloucester. He's going to Bryant. High for a ball. Hit the third. The runner took off. I'm not sure why he didn't tag the runner. He made the long play over the first base. But back-to-back doubles and a single. 2 runs on 3 hits. And the North jumps out to a quick 2-0 lead. And the South will see what they can do in the bottom of the first. So we mentioned it's the 27th edition. North has won 15. South has won 10. The one tie, 4-4 last year. Mike Krause for Peabody will be the first hitter. He's going to Bridgewater State. Brett Moore of Gloucester is on the mound for the North. He's going to Curry. My granddaughter went to Curry. She just graduated this past year.
Now batting for the South, from Peabody, number 1, Mike Krause.
So Mike Krause for Peabody will look to get it started. Hit foul. Up and over the seating. Hit in left field for a base hit. Solid shot by Krause.
Now batting from Lynn English, number 18, Jordy Contreras.
Jordy Contreras from English had an outstanding year for the Bulldogs, both defensively at shortstop and got some huge hits and helped them get in the tournament. He's undecided as well. On the corner for a strike. Foul to the backstop. I'm not sure why the cross game is not going on at Manville unless it's halftime. That would be very quick over there. Of course, they are under a clock. There's no clock here. Toss over, getting back, standing up is Kraus. High for a ball. Up and away for a ball. Chop, that's going to be tough. They're not going to get him. It's a base hit. I'm going to date myself, a Baltimore chop. Just a high hop. And as soon as he hit it, it went high in the air, bounced. Almost no chance at all for App, the second baseman. Contreras can move. He gets down there, so they got first and second with nobody out. For Tyler Wilson, another undecided. This is a rare time for Tyler. Classical gets to play with English kids. Usually bitter enemies. We've got Bantacharini from Tech, Wilson from Classical, Victor Calderon, Jordi Contreras, Ray Contreras from English, Jason Donahue, Zach Fisher, Ryan Freya from St. Mary's, and Tom Giordano, the other Tech representative. So a solid shot to left and a Baltimore chop to second base, puts runners at first and second with nobody out. Hit the second. They won't get two. They get the important one in the middle. Wilson kind of jogged it down the line.
Now batting from Peabody, number 3, Justin Powers.
So it's first and third now with one out. Swing and a miss. Justin Powers from Peabody. Excuse me, Zachary Oliver from Gloucester. He's going to Southern Maine Community College. Easily back at first base is Wilson. Down and in. So we got the Northeastern Conference, we've got the KPN League, we've got Catholic Central League, Commonwealth Conference. High for a ball. Hit in the air to short right field. Long run for the right fielder. It drops in for a base hit. Powers gets the base hit and an RBI. Knocking Crouch in. And getting hit by the pitch is Anderson. So just like that, the bases are loaded.
From Northeast Regional. Let me make sure I have it right this time. Number 2, Brody McNair.
Down and in for a ball. This is Brody McNair from Northeast. He's going to New England College. Started to pull the trigger, realized it was high and held up. So North got 2. South has got 1 back, and they got the bases loaded with 1 out. Esteban Paul is trying to make it 2 in a row over Joe Capanigo coaching. English beat Swampscott in the Mullins tournament, and that's ball 4. McNair is going to get an RBI with the walk.
Now batting from St. Mary's, number 32, Ryan Frater.
So the bases are still loaded, and now it's 2-2. In for a strike. This is Ryan Frayer. Ryan Frayer had finished up a tremendous career at St. Mary's. He's a soccer player, baseball player. He was part of the back-to-back state championships that St. Mary's had coming into this year. He was a part of the boys' basketball state championship this year. Hit foul, and that got him up around the head, up around the face. Flinched a little bit, but he's okay, thank God. So he's a 3-sport athlete, and he was very good in all 3. Couple of state championships in baseball and state championship in basketball. Not a bad way to go out. Most of the clouds have moved away. They'll be out beyond the center field fence. Big blue sky right over the ballpark. Clouds sort of surrounding the fence all the way around from left to right. But very hot, very sticky. Few brave fans sitting out in the sun. Chase the high pitch for strike 3.
Now batting for Lynn Tech, number 33, Dominic Giordano.
Tom Giordano, the catcher. He's going to Springfield. Good off-speed curveball drops in for a strike. He helped Tech get in the tournament for the first time, and I mentioned it before in other games. This is the first time I can remember in a very long time that all 4 Lynn baseball teams, English, Classical, Tech, and St. Mary's, made it to the state tournament. So Tech batting back-to-back. Giordano's at bat. Ben Tatarini in the on-deck circle. That one is ball 4. It was a wild pitch. The run's going to score anyway. So Giordano gets a walk and an RBI. Tech walks, Classical scores. Ben Tatarini. Swing and a miss, chased that pitch that was down and in. Tatarini is going to a trade school. We're going to get a pinch runner at first base. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the strikeout gets him out of the inning, but a hit batsman, a couple of walks with the bases loaded. North got 2 in the top of the first. South says, we'll see your 2 and we'll raise you 1. As it's 3-2, the South at the end of an inning. Zachary Oliver from Gloucester. He's going to Southern Maine. High for a ball. Calderon starts his second inning of work. What a play by the shortstop. That's an ESPN highlight play. That's a base hit taken away. Right down around the shoe tops. Just had to reach across his body. That was Joseph Apt making that play. Outstanding from Triton. Swing and a miss. John Cuttle from Swampscott. Playing one more game for his coach. He's going to St. Anselm's. On the corner for a strike. Down the way, goes to the backstop. North has dominated the day. They got a tie in the softball game. North won both ends of the lacrosse games over at Manning Field, boys and girls. So they're 2-0-1 so far, the North. Chop toward the North dugout. Just missed the outside corner. Good pitch. So 1 out, nobody on, thanks to that great play by Joseph Apps from Triton at shortstop. He picked that line drive by Oliver. And that's ball 4. So that play becomes even bigger with the walk.
Now batting from Rockport, number 22, Will Cahill.
Will Cahill from Rockport. He's going to URI. Hit in the air to left field, backing up, keep backing up. Left fielder makes the play, backing away. That's a solid shot.
Now batting from Andover, number 20, Evan Brennan.
That was a solid shot. And all he gets of it is a seat on the bench for the second out. Evan Brenner from Andover. Curveball hangs inside. He's going to Endicott. Foul to the backstop. Hit foul up in the seats, bounces over everything towards Western Avenue. Jammed him inside, just got a piece and fouled it back. That one hangs up and in. Hot, sticky day. It's up in the 90s. Down and away. And going on the pitch. Huddle steals second base. Well, he's in scoring position with 2 outs. That's ball 4. Second walk in the inning. That brings up Brett Moore from Gloucester.
From Gloucester, number 2, Brett Moore.
We mentioned he's going to Curry. In for a strike on the corner. Big hop for the shortstop. Apt will make the play himself. He makes 2 plays in the inning. So the 2 walks don't hurt, although you don't want to keep doing that too often. as we move into the bottom of the second inning. It's still 3-2 the South. They're trying to get South on the board, as we mentioned. Both lacrosse games earlier won by the North. Softball game into the tie. And this the first day of 4. Day being Sunday. Virtually half the games will be done. Just about half the games will be done today. Baseball, softball, both lacrosse. There's 5 games left. Tomorrow being Monday, there'll be 2 basketball games at Classical High School. It'll swing back to Manning Field on Tuesday for the 2 soccer games. And the granddaddy, the football encounter, will take place on Wednesday. They used to spread this out, go Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They sliced it down a little bit, playing a few of the games. 4 of the games today. And luckily they picked tomorrow for basketball because tomorrow is supposed to be pouring rain.
Now batting for the South from Lynn English, number 19, Red Contreras.
Ray Contreras from Lynn English. He's one of those undecided. High chopper. Nice play by the pitcher Moore. That was the high chopper by Contreras, got him a base hit. This was out in front of the plate. So Moore made a nice play.
Now batting for Lynn English, number 17, Victor.
And he throws Contreras out. I think this is Calderon, the pitcher. This is a very big strike zone. Waved at that off-speed pitch. Good pitch by Moore. Another high chopper. First baseman is a race to the bat. Good hustle by Moore to take the toss from the first baseman, Wallace.
Now batting for Peavy.
So the first one went 1-3. This one goes 3-1. 2 up, 2 down in the second. That curveball drops in. This is Joseph Apt, who doubled and scored the first run, leading off the first inning. And he hits a solid shot into left center field. They get to it quickly and hold it to a single.
Now batting for Lynn English, number 18, Jordan Contreras.
And that was, excuse me, that was Mike Kraus with his second hit. Jordy Contreras got a base hit his first time up. The runner takes off. Got a good pitch to run on. They threw it down and in. So the stolen base puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Up and away for a ball. Down and in off the catcher. And that moves the runner over to third. Good hustle by Kraus. So the South trying to add to their 2-1 lead, or 3-2 lead, I should say. Runner at third with 2 outs. Solid shot by Contreras. Running catch by the center fielder. Contreras hit that a ton. And it's a long out. We played 2 full, 3-2. The South over the North. Pierce Friedman will lead it off. He's from Swampscott. He's going to go to Stonehill. He's a very good pitcher. He lost a very tough game to Lynn English in the Mullins tournament here. Hit in the air. Couple of steps back on the outfield grass. Pop up to the first baseman for the first out.
Now batting from Swampscott, number 5, Matt Schroeder.
Matt Schroeder grounded out third to first, leading off the ball game. Waved at that pitcher, was way down and away. Hauled up going to the backstop. Missing off, just off outside. Foul off his foot. Way down the way. That goes all the way to the backstop. Again going to the backstop. Joseph Apt is on deck. He's accumulating baseballs that have gone to the backstop. He's got 3 of them with him to bring out to home plate when he gets up next.
Let's go.
And that's ball 4.
Now batting.
Third walk given up by Calderon. Apt has made his presence felt. Doubled and scored the first run. Made a great defensive play at shortstop. Off the first baseman. That play's going to go 3-4-3.
Now batting from Andover, number 11, Tyler Wallace.
Tyler Wallace doubled in a run and scored a run. He knocked in a run, scored a run to make it 2-0. So he was accounted for both runs in the first inning. That curveball drops in for a strike. Just caught the inside corner. Hits it foul. Out of play. I'm not sure any of those baseballs are coming back. Usually the home team or somebody chases the foul balls. Nobody's chasing those. Chopper towards third. They bobble it.
Now batting from Boston, number 17, Daniel Hafey.
So it keeps the inning alive. First and third with 2 outs. Daniel Hafey lined a single into right field for an RBI. They picked him off first base. They spun and throw. He had no chance to get back. He was going on the pitch. They guessed right. So he had a chance. They had a little rally after 2 outs. But it goes by the boards. The walk and the error don't hurt. South will hold on to that skinny 1-run lead. And we'll get a new pitcher for the North.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a pitcher change. Now pitching for the North, number 23 from Swampscott, John Huddle.
So Moore went 2 innings. Gave up the 3 runs they were earned. 4 hits. Hit a batter. Walked a batter. And the walk came with the bases loaded. Giving Giordano from Tech an RBI. So John Cuttle from Swampscott. We mentioned he's going to St. Anselm's. He'll take over on the mound. And it will be Classical's Tyler Wilson leading off. Some of the best athletes around taking part in these Agganis games along. Quite a few of them playing in multi-sports. Off the top of my head, I can think of Allie Berry in basketball and football. Cam O'Brien, I think, is in 2 as well from Swampscott. Reese Brinkman on the girls' side. There's a few of those. Those are the locals that I know of. I know there's a few more.
Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the South, number 5 from the Classical, Tyler Wilson.
Tyler Wilson reached center fielder's choice and scored the run that is the deciding run right now. He scored the 3rd run in the first inning. And that's where we are, 3-2 to South as we start the bottom of the 3rd. 27th edition. North looking for their 16th win. South looking for their 11th. Girls softball had their 3rd tie. Boys have only had 1. That was last year. Missing inside for a ball. Tyler Wilson this year, only 5 innings, but he pitched a 5-inning no-hitter. Down and in again. in on the fist. He just a little soft, half pop, half line drive to the second baseman. He jammed him. One up, one down in the third.
Number 3, Justin Powers.
Justin Powers singled in a run and scored a run in the first inning. His run was a run that tied it. Good curveball for a strike from Cuttle. Started to pull the trigger and held up as it broke down and away. Powers is from Peabody. Going to Colby Sawyer. Hit foul. Up in the seats. That breaks down and in. Try to take something off the curveball. Down and away again. So those two lacrosse games were very quick. I was told that they played running time. That hangs inside. Powers draws a walk.
Now batting Saugus, number 16, Ryan Anderson.
Ryan Anderson from Saugus got hit by a pitch. Back in the first inning. Curveball hangs in on the inside corner for a strike. That goes to the backstop. That's going to move the runner over. Down and away again. Nice job by Will Kale of Rockport. Get that one, not let it go to the backstop. Swung through that pitch, it was down and in. Off the catcher. Nice stop again by Kale, keeping the runner at second base. Slices it foul down the right side. Cuttle trying to keep the runner close. Nobody there covering. Hit to short. A nice play by Apt.
Now batting from Northeast Region, number 2, Brody McNair.
Curveball hangs in for a strike. Powers is over at third base now with 2 outs. Started to pull the trigger and just held up. This is Brody McNair, who drew a walk, and that walk got him an RBI. Two of the runs were scored with walks with the bases loaded. Down and away for a ball. We're going to miss for strike 3. So you get a runner as far as third base, can't get him home. The walk doesn't hurt. We've played 3 here at Frazier Field in this 27th Agganis Baseball Classic. South 3, North 2. Ben Tatarini from Lintac will be the new pitcher in the 4th inning. So Calderon goes 3, gives up 2 runs in the 1st inning. They were earned. 2 runs on 3 hits, back-to-back doubles and a single. He gave up 3 hits, walked 1. So if they can hold on to the lead, he'd be the winning pitcher. Hit to third, long throw across the diamond, they get him. That was Daniel Hafey with that ground out to third. Missing inside and tight. Brian Gibson struck out swinging his 1 trip. Hits it in the air. Shortstop going back. He gives way to the left fielder. Two up, 2 down in the 4th. Thomas Elliott grounded out third to first, his 1 trip. And for a strike. Swing and a miss. Pop foul. That just missed coming back to us. That they still haven't replaced the top part of the backstop. So any foul ball that gets up high enough can come right into the press box. I guess they wanted to make sure we didn't fall asleep. Chopped out in front. Giordano grabs it, but it's foul. And the umpire, nice job. Retrieves the bat. And Thomas Elliott will get the swing again. And he swings through it for strike 3. So Tatarini comes in. Gets a 1-2-3 inning. First 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. Halfway through. South leading the North 3-2. All the scoring done in the first inning. North jumped out 2-0. South answered with 3. And they were gifted with 3 because 2 of the runs scored on bases loaded walks. So again, a tip of the hat to everybody involved. I know Paul Harlan is out in front. He's the guy that dots the I's, crosses the T's. He's got a lot of people helping him, people that sell T-shirts around different places. They man the ticket booths. I know when they football game, they'll be parking over at Ming. They'll charge for parking, and they'll be collecting that. Everything goes to the scholarships, and they have been immense. The Makers family has been outstanding. They got involved and got this started 60 years ago. We mentioned they've given out almost $2.5 million. I think it's $2,300,000 in scholarships. They've given out a few thousand scholarships, and they're not just 500. See you later. You keep getting a scholarship from Agganis as long as you're in school through your 4 years. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think it amounts to $4,000. $1,040 scholarships to the tune of $2,334,000. Charlie DeMakis was the one that said, can we do something for Harry, who was another outstanding athlete who left way too soon. He was just starting to come into his own. He could have easily played for the Cleveland Browns in football. It's going to go into center field for a base hit. So that's Ryan Frere of St. Mary's. Agganis is just starting to come into his own at first base for the Red Sox when he took sick, and most people are of the understanding that if what he died from, now he would have been cured. They weren't that up to date way back then. But he died way too soon. His funeral was absolutely immense. We're going to get interference on the catcher. He got a piece of Giordano's. So the error on the catcher puts runners at first and second. The only I was at Agganis when there were that parade. The streets were lined and jammed 4 or 5 deep all the way to the Pine Hill Cemetery. The only one I know that came close to that, and just close, was Paul Cavanaugh, the FBI agent, who was a great athlete in English and contributed mightily to the school, the community, and he died in a tragic plane accident. They had Maple Street, the church, the mass was at St. Pius. Maple Street was shut down. They parked the cars 3 across on Maple Street, all the way from Western Avenue all the way around to Chestnut Street. And the parade there were people still coming in the cemetery when there were planes flying overhead and doing the ceremony. So that's the only one I know that even came close to Harry's. So now base umpire checked with and said he swung. Then Tatarini started to go to first base with the walk. The runner went to third. He gets the stolen base because he thought it was ball 4. Freya took off for third base. He just walked over there because he thought it was ball 4. So it's first and third with nobody out. The runner takes off. Call third strike.
Now batting for Lynn English, number 19, Ray Contreras.
So second and third with one out for Ray Contreras. He bounced to the pitcher. Good curveball. That had a lot of bite to it. Chopped foul behind home plate. He was backing away, swinging at that pitch. Wow, I was just about to say that hung up and in, and he called it a strike 3.
Now batting for Lynn English, number 17, Victor Collins.
So after a hit and an error, 2 strikeouts. Swing and a miss. This is Calderon, the starting pitcher. He bounced to the right side. First baseman to the pitcher covering. Got him out in the second inning. Yeah, just a little bit inside. He had to become a left-handed hitter to get out of the way of that one. He threw it behind him. Kale did a nice job to go get that and not let it go to the backstop. Swing and a miss. Curved ball, he backed away within. So he gives up the hit. The catch is interference, which is an error. Puts runners at first and second, wound up at first and third, second and third with the stolen base. And Matt Schroeder, who came in to pitch that inning from Swampscott, strikes out the side and keeps it a 3-2 game. 3-2 South over the North at the end of 4. Zachary Oliver will lead it off. He hit a shot that the shortstop made a tremendous play on. Hit out in front. And it's a close play, but they throw him out. And that's Justin Powers, who's the new pitcher. John Cuttle drew a walk. Is one trip. Swing and a miss. Hit foul to the backstop. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Two up, two down in the top of the 5th.
Number 20, Evan Brunner.
Ryan Brunner drew a walk. His one trip. Waves at that curveball. It broke up and away. Curveball drops on the inside corner. Nice pitch by Powers. Now they have to guess what's coming. Swing and a miss. Impressive by Powers. Strikes out 2. We'll move into the bottom half of the 5th with the South leading the North 3-2. And hopefully I can get Paul Howland over here to say a few words.
You must have a lot of dead air space to fill.
We talked about this, whoever thought would get 60 years of Agganis. I know you weren't involved in all 60.
No.
I was. I know you're always calling me old when we do games together.
You are very good.
Yeah, but Paul, I mean, $2,300,000 in scholarships to so many kids, helping so many people. Over 1,000 scholarships given, and it's not just 500 here. See you next time. It's all the way through school and stuff. It's a lot of help for a lot of kids.
Yeah, it's $1,000 a year. They, as long as they're in college, it renews every year they're in college. And we may have an announcement in the fall. We may even be trying to step it up a little more. As you know, the cost of college keeps going up and up and up. So, but it is. You're right, John. It is unique in that the vast majority of scholarships, kids get them when they're seniors, which is great. But it's a one-shot deal, and ours does renew.
Looking now, Paul, I talked about it. You're the one that has to dot the I's, cross the T's, get this all done, get all the schedules and the lineups and the book, but you got a lot of people helping and a lot of go into this. Umpires, nothing. Coaches donate their time at the ticket sales, selling T-shirts, everything else. A lot of people get involved in this, but you're a huge part of this because somebody, as I say, has to dot the I's and cross the T's.
Yeah, we do. We have a small but dedicated group. Guys that are, Jimmy Foley, for example, from St. Mary's Soccer. He's a soccer director, and we were down a few people today for various reasons, and you saw him when you walked in. He sat at the gate selling tickets for the last 4 hours. So, Tori Fayetta, who does social media, she was collecting tickets at Manning Field today for the 2 lacrosse games. So, it all kind of, it's a lot of angst for the last month or so, but it seems to all come together at the end.
Well, you do a tremendous job, my friend, and it's you get almost halfway through it. 4 games played today, and now we'll have basketball tomorrow, soccer Tuesday, and the granddaddy, 60 years of football. Charlie Dominguez getting it started way back then, saying, "Why don't we do this?" And a lot of great people involved along the way. A lot of great people have been honored by Agganis people. I know my boss, Phil Terranzoni, got the award one year. I was blessed to get the Widener Award one year. So a lot of people getting involved in this, and nice to see fans come out as well.
Yeah, and this year one of our honorees was Dr. Tutwiler, Pat Tutwiler, who unfortunately is stepping down as superintendent.
What a loss!
And people will not realize the level of the loss till after he leaves. I mean, he, in so many ways, was the perfect fit for Lynn Public Schools, and it's understandable. He's moving on. I assume will move on to something else. But he gave the district 7 good years, 4 as superintendent, which, frankly, is about the average tenure of a superintendent, especially an urban superintendent. So. It was really nice, and it was totally, when we decided to honor him, we knew nothing of the fact that him leaving just came up over the last 5 days.
Well, talking about getting involved in everything, we had our All-Star Party where we honored 161 student athletes. He showed up and he passed out the medals. He was up on stage with me. He said a few words. The mayor came It was a great night, but he was totally involved in that. And the year before, we got a shot out in the right center field that's going to be good for a double. And he got involved last year. I said, with coaches and people not getting involved and not helping me, that 12th might be the last. He got in touch with me and said, we want to do the 13th, and he got it going. And he was responsible for getting that going, so he does get involved in just about everything.
Yeah, he really. I was talking to someone at the gate today, someone who works in the administrative offices, and he really, not only do the adults know who he is, but the kids do. He was such a presence. Whether it was
My daughter is a teacher; she loves him.
yeah, sporting events and school plays, and again, it's understandable. He's ready for something else, but it's a loss. And as I say, it was completely coincidental, but I'm really glad we decided to honor him this year.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, congratulations, my friend, on a great job as usual, and almost gone. Couple more days, and you can be the big sigh of relief. Thank God we put basketball on for tomorrow with the heavy rains coming.
Perfect, right? It's better to be lucky than good, Joe.
Paul Allen does a great job with this. He's the guy dots the I's, crosses the T's, makes sure everything gets done. And he does a tremendous job. And so many young men and young women are blessed with the scholarships, as he mentioned. $1,000 as long as you stay in school. That's virtually unheard of in most scholarships. Hit up the middle. They're not going to get him. Wilson gets a base hit. That was Contreras who got the double to knock in the run from English, or Classical and English, back-to-back hits. And South has lengthened their lead. In for a strike. Justin Powers, who's now the pitcher, singled in a run, scored a run in the first, walked his last time up, so he's 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run scored. So over diving back is Tyler Wilson. Wilson's on for the second time. He reached in the field choice and scored the run that was the difference till they scored a run here in the fifth. Hit foul out of play. The runner takes off. He got a great jump. They don't even bother throwing. He was well on his way before the pitcher even threw the ball. So second and third now, with nobody out. They bring the infield in. Shot into right field for a base hit. 2 runs they're going to score. Powers helps himself.
Now that Saugus, number 16, Ron Anderson.
3 runs in, a runner at first and nobody out. Curveball drops in for a strike. Ryan Anderson of Saugus got hit by a pitch, grounded out short to first. Hit foul past third base. Wound up going out the gate. Oh, actually it bounced up in the seats. top foul. Reached for that one. Just got a piece. Not an easy time for these coaches. You don't get to practice. The football teams get to run some practices, but these teams don't really practice. So the coaches are coaching people that they've never seen, that they've coached against, because there's a lot of leagues involved, and they have to get used to the players. Jammed him. Esteban Baller tried to make the play and couldn't. Popped up, way up in the air. Third baseman backing up will make the play. So that's the first out of the inning. Brody McNair walked, knocking in a run with the bases loaded, struck out swinging. High and tight for a ball. The runner takes off, pitches in for a strike. Again, he got a huge jump. Will Kale had no chance to throw him out at second base. Hit foul out of play. Again, I don't envy the catchers or with the softball games or this baseball game. They got to wear all that gear in this really hot, sticky weather. Held on to. Nice job by Will Kale. So that's the second out.
Now batting for St. Mary's, number 32, Ryan Craig.
Off the pitcher. And that's going to be 1-4-3. Matt Schroeder saw his life pass in front of him with that hit. So they get to throw it out the hard way. 1-4-3. South scores 3 runs in the inning. It's now 6-2. South over the North. Brody McNair will be the new pitcher for the South. And Will Kale will lead it off for the North in the 6th inning.
Now batting from Rockport,
As the South has
Will Hay.
pushed a little more daylight between them and the North as they put their second 3-run inning. So the North limited them to 2 hits in the middle 3 innings, but now the 1st inning and now the 5th inning, they get 7 hits and score 6 runs. Brody McNair is from Northeast Regional. He's going to New England College. South trying to salvage a win on the day that North won both lacrosse games. As we mentioned, the softball game was a tie. So the North coming into this one is 2-0-1 on the day. Solid shot to left field, backing up. Another nice play. Made a couple of nice plays in left field. That was a solid shot. Kale couldn't hit that much better.
From Gloucester, number 2, Brett Moore.
Brett Moore bounced to the shortstop, who got the unassisted force at second base. On the corner for a strike. North got 2 runs on 3 hits at first inning. They haven't got a base hit since. Wide for a ball. Two walks have been the only base runners since the first inning. That catches the outside corner for a strike. Up and away for a ball. Low for ball 4.
Up next from Swampscott, number 25, Pierce Friedman.
South pitching had retired eight in a row. Pierce Friedman popped to the first baseman, his one trip. On the corner for a strike. Pop foul. That was high enough to hit over our heads and went by us. Hit foul past third base. That one goes to the backstop. Only the second runner to reach second base since the first inning. That one was a walk and a stolen base in the second inning. Nice stop by Giordano. Missing inside for a ball. Ball, third strike.
Next on the plate from Swampscott, number 5, Matt Schroeder.
Two-way, Matt Schroeder, who is the pitcher in the game now. And he gets hit with the pitch.
Batting next to the ball. On strike with number 1, Joseph Apt.
Joseph Apt doubled and scored. And his was that wacky hit it off the first baseman, deflected to the second baseman, who threw it to the first baseman. The play went 3-4-3. The first baseman and assist and a put out. High and away for a ball. Solid shot, foul past first base. Solid shot into right center field. That's going to bring a run in. A little two-out lightning.
Batting next from Andover, number 11, Tyler Wallace.
Oh, first and third with 2 outs. That's their first hit since the first inning. So it's down about way late. Swing and a miss. He chased that pitch, was down and in. Tyler Wallace doubled in a run, scored a run in the first, reached on an error in the third. In for a strike. Knee high on the outside corner. Perfect pitch from McNair. Curveball got a piece of him. Second hit batsman in the inning. I don't know if they were questioning that it hit him because he started to go, then stopped, then started to go. Now he's going. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Esteban Paulo will have to talk to his pitcher.
Now batting from Boston, number 17, Daniel Avery.
I don't know if that's Calderon going back out to loosen up in the bullpen. He was the starting pitcher. Went the first 2 and gave up the 2 runs in the first inning. Chased that pitch down and away. Dale Hafey shingled in a run in the first, bounced out third to first his last time up. On the corner for strike two. Down and away. McNair doesn't take a lot of time. And he gets him for strike three. So you get a run, but they leave the bases loaded. And they're down to their last 3 outs. One run on one hit. 2 hit batsmen and a walk. The walk scored. So it's now 6-3 as we move into the bottom of the 6th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, another pitching change from North. From Andover, number 20, Evan Brunner.
Carlson got 3 hits. That's automatic. But the other guy, Wells, had a double, scored a run, like that run. He was accounted for both runs until that inning. So now that's 3 hits. And
Now batting for the South. From Lynn Tech, number 33, Dominic Giordano.
20, new pitcher. Ryan Brenner is the new pitcher. And somehow we lost an umpire. We had 4 when we started. Now we got 3. Couldn't stand the heat. Don Giordano walked, getting an RBI, reached on error, so he's on base twice. He's got an RBI. He was one of 2 walks in the first inning with the bases loaded. That helped South get that 3-2 lead at the end of 1. They matched those 3 runs in the 5th. North got their first hit since the first inning. In the 6th, they got a run, and that's where we are, 6-3. Pop foul back. Down and away for a ball. Just missed. That's a tough pitch to take. Solid shot to left field. Out of the ballpark for a home run. He gets his second RBI. He hit that a ton over the left field fence. Clint Tech, what a great way to end your baseball career at your home park. Hitting it over the fence. Sam Giordano. Pretty good football player, too. An exclamation point on his senior year. Over the fence. So North got that, finally got a run since the first inning, and one swing of the bat by Giordano leading off the bottom, and he gets it back. Some people going out to try and retrieve the ball. That one bounces to the backstop. That would be a great memento. And Tatarini gets hit. Ray Contreras bounced to the pitcher, was called out on strikes. Hit to third. They get one. He's out. He dropped the ball, but he was making the throw. So Contreras reaches on the fielder's choice, 5-4. They knocked Tatarini down at second base. And Calderon, Victor, bounced out first base with a pitcher covering. Last time up, he was called out on strikes. In for a strike. Chop, foul. Calderon hit that to his high school coach, Esteban Paula, who's coaching third base and coaching some of his English kids, Victor and Yordi Contreras. Yordi and Ray Contreras, Victor Calderon. And Calderon strikes out. Two away. Mike Krause has singled 3 times and scored 2 runs. Two and 0 the count. Mike Krause is probably going to be the MVP for the South. He's got 3 singles and scored twice. If he didn't get that last hit and score the run, Don Giordino might have snuck in. In for a strike. He had a long way to center field. in for a base hit.
Now batting for the South from Lynn English, number 18, Yori Contreras.
That's Kraus getting his 4th hit. Yordi Contreras singled, hit a shot to center field that center field made a nice running catch on. He doubled in a run and scored a run, so he's 2 for 3. Scoring a run, knocking in a run. Right at the third base bag. Nice stretch by the first baseman. They get Contreras. But Dom Giordano put an exclamation point on the 6th inning with that blast over the left field fence for a home run to get the lead back to 4. It's 7-3. North down to their last 3 outs. Brian Gibson struck out. He hit a shot to left field. I apologize. They interchange people in and out, so we never know who. It's not like a standard lineup during the season. People bounce in and out of the lineup. Left fielder made a great play going back on the ball and running away from home plate. Caught it over the shoulder, taking extra bases away. Very late. Salt puts a player out in right field. So 0 for 2, Gibson. And Ray Contreras from Lynn English will try to close it out for the South. On the corner for a strike. North took a 2-0 lead in the first. South got 3 in the bottom of the first. They haven't trailed since. Hit foul. That one was way inside, goes to the backstop. Hit in the air to center field. Wilson will make the play. So Gibson hit it well, but hit it right at the center fielder. Thomas Elliott is grounded to the third and struck out.
Now batting from Gloucester, number 24, Thomas Elliott.
On the corner for a strike. Contreras is the 5th pitcher. Joe Caponigo from the North used 4. Swing and a miss. Missing wide for a ball. So the 2 lacrosse games are in the books. The softball game is in the books. And we're 1 out away from closing out the baseball. It is opening day of.
They're doing a bottom of the 7th anyways. They're going to continue to the bottom of the 7th so another kid can pitch.
I was wondering why Joe Caponigo had a pitcher warming up in the bullpen. Threw that way inside. They fouled it off. They're gonna play the bottom of the seventh, even though the game will be in favor of the South, because Joe Caponigo wants to let one more kid pitch. Down for ball 4. Zachary Oliver, line to the shortstop. Kraus making a great play, and he bounced to the pitcher. Fishing wide for a ball. Even the umpires had to change up after we lost one of them. Hit foul past third base. Hit right at the left fielder. And he dropped it. He hit it right at him and he dropped the ball.
Next up to the plate, from Swampscott, number 23, John Cup.
So 2 on with 1 out. Seven to 3, the South on top. Way down and in. Down and in. He threw the ball down to second base. Hustling back was Elliott. And that's ball 4.
Now batting from Andover, number 20, Evan Brennan.
So don't look now, the tying run is at home plate. So a walk, an error, and a walk have loaded the bases with 1 out. High and away for a ball. Ryan Brenner was walked and struck out. Safe at third base. What a great play by the shortstop. Brenner's got a base.
Now batting from Rockport, number 22, Will Cahill.
So one run is in. Bases are still loaded. Now the tying runs are on base. Popped up. Giordano with a chance. Makes the play. So he hits a home run. He makes out on defense as well.
Now batting from Gloucester, number 2, Brett Mole.
That one goes to the backstop. The run's going to score. So the tying run's in scoring position. Down and in for a ball. Swing and a miss. This is Brett Moore, who was bounced to an unassisted force at second base by the shortstop, walked and scored a run. So he's 0 for 1, but he scored a run. Hits it right on the nose, right to the shortstop. So they make it interesting. They get 2. They leave the tying runs at second and third.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a quick announcement. We will be continuing with the bottom of the 7th inning.
They did with 1 base hit, a couple of walks and an error. So we are going to play the bottom of the 7th just so that the North can use up all of their pitching. But the South is going to finally break into the win column here on the first day of Agganis. They lead it 7-4 going into the bottom of the 7th. Tyler Wilson will lead it off as Pierce Friedman will be the 5th pitcher for Swampscott as this game is officially over, but they let the game go into the bottom of the 7th so that Friedman can get a shot on the mound. Tyler Wilson reached center fielder's choice and scored, popped to second, singled and scored. He's been on twice and scored twice. He's finishing up an outstanding career at Lynn Classical. Hit foul to the backstop. So Esteban Paula goes 2-0 against Joe Caponegro in the coaching ranks. He beat him in the Mullins tournament. Now he beats him in the Agganis Classic. I'm sure he'll let him know about that. On the inside corner for a strike. Friedman, we mentioned, he's an outstanding pitcher. He lost a really tough game to Lynn English in the Mullins tournament. He pitched outstanding. Normally would have won the game. He's going to Stonehill. Foul, just so it looked like it off his foot. He's limping a little bit, trying to walk it off. Those kids are going to pretty good schools. Hannah Marie Akori from Hamilton Wenham played in the softball game. She's going to Oklahoma State. Celeste Fusillo, one of the pitchers. She did her playing at Everett. She's going to Alabama. Wilson is going to the bench. Now they wish they didn't play at the bottom of the seventh. Looks like it might be Yordi Contreras finishing up. So English is going to finish up for classical.
Ladies and gentlemen, pitch hitting. Number 18, Yordi Contreras.
So Contreras will finish up the at-bat for Wilson. Yordi has had a pretty good day. He's got a single and a double in 4 trips. He's knocked in a run, scored a run. Hit that pitch well foul. I don't know if they ever tracked down that ball. I hope they got that ball that teared down and hit over the fence. And that's ball 4. So that goes to Wilson. He winds up on base for the 3rd time.
Number 3, Justin Powers.
Justin Powers is singled, knocking a run and scored, walked, singled, knocking in 2. He's 2 for 2 with 3 RBI. They're going to get him for the first time. And if Kraus wasn't 4 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an outstanding defensive play, Powers could have been the MVP. Why is it? Got hit by a pitch, grounds the shot, popped to 3rd. Hits it foul. Good pitch down the middle for a strike. Chased that high pitch and swung right through it. Two away. Brody McNair. He walked with the bases loaded, getting an RBI. Last 2 times up, he struck out swinging. Both teams have used 5 pitches. Hit foul out of play. It bounces back right to the first base coach. Hit foul to the backstop. So 1 strike away, 1 out away from ending this, the first day of Agganis Classic Week. Off to a great start. Tremendous weather. Crowds were good. Coming on, the right fielder makes the play. So that'll do it. 7-4 is the final score. 7-5 is the final score.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final score for today.
North got 2.
7-5.
App doubled. Wallace doubled. Hafey singled. It was 2-0. South got it back in the bottom of the inning. 2 walks with the bases loaded, knocked in runs. Justin Powers got an RBI single. It was 3-2. They never trailed again. Nobody scored again until the 5th inning, when the South added 3 more. A 2 RBI single by Powers, an RBI double by Contreras, made it 6.
Ladies and gentlemen,
At the top of the 6th,
MVPs for today's game.
the North got their first hit since the first inning. Couple of hit batsmen, a walk, an RBI single by Apt, made it 6-3. Mike Kraus gets his Most Valuable Player award.
From Triton, number 1, Joseph.
Joseph Apt gets it. Apt from Triton, Kraus from Peabody. Kraus had 4 hits, scored 2. Apt had a double, a single, scored a run, knocked in a run, and made a couple of nice plays at shortstop. They're the MVPs. So that run in the 6th made it 6-4. And then Giordano put an exclamation point on his senior year, leading off the 6th inning with a home run over the left field fence to make it 7-4. Or 7-3, excuse me. And then the North made it interesting, getting a couple of walks, an error, an RBI single by Brenner, a wild pitch. They had 2 runs in. They had the tying runs at 2nd and 3rd, but a shot to right field. Play is made. South wins the game. 7-5, the final score. So for the day, North goes 2-0-1. They win both lacrosse games, tie the softball game. And the South, they go 1-0-1. They win the baseball game. They tie the softball game. The opening day of the 60th anniversary of Agganis Classic, starting with the football game way back when, is in the books. 4 games out of the way, 5 games left. We'll be at Lint Classical tomorrow night for basketball. Back here to Manning, over to Manning for soccer, and then the granddaddy of them all, the football game, on Wednesday. So Agganis week off and flying, as in the baseball game, the South gets on the board, getting the win, 7-5 over the North. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm Don Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.